Let's start standing up today, okay? And then we're going to slowly work our way back down to the mat. Now, welcome, Zoomies. Just take your feet and put them about hip distance apart, a comfortable distance. Now feel your feet on the floor, on the earth. Maybe feel the texture of your yoga mat, temperature of the floor. Let your knees bend just a little bit. Draw your spine up tall. Make your shoulders roll them back. Not where it's hard to hold, but just where we're kind of open through the front. And then feel free to close your eyes if that feels good to you, or just gaze softly at the floor. And do a little check-in. A busy time of year. And notice how you're feeling in your body today. How did you sleep last night? How did you nourish your body today? Notice any places where you're holding tension or tightness, perhaps shoulders, hips, hands, low back, anywhere else. Also notice those parts that feel good and ready to work. And then take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. You probably just automatically did it the most comfortable way, but just in case, switch and see how that feels. Do the one that feels better. And then notice how you're breathing today. Maybe more into your upper chest if you're just arriving, more down to your belly if you've been relaxing a while. And to start, don't change anything. Just notice. And see if you can bring your breath into your upper chest. If you can bring your breath down towards your belly, down towards the lower hand, letting your belly rise and fall, just like a sleeping baby. And see if you can bring your breath pretty equally to both hands. Also expanding the rib cage to the sides and the back. Good. Let your exhale be a little longer than your inhale. And let your hands drop to your sides. And something a little different today. Take a second to just notice how your body wants to move. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe stillness is calling to you. But if your body wants to move a certain way, just go ahead and let that happen. Might feel good to sway, might feel good to twist, might feel good to stretch. Anything goes. Might feel good to take a little pressure off your feet and kick them. Just notice what you're needing today. And then let's all check out that twisting. When you're ready, go ahead and let your body twist. Let your arms be heavy. Maybe they even kind of wrap around and tap you. You kind of have to let your knees be soft to get the most out of this. Good. And then come on back to center, shake it out. Let's lace fingers, turn them inside out. Take a big inhale up, lift your heart. And exhale, let your back round. A little standing modified cat-cow. Inhale up. Exhale, let your back round. 2 more like that. A big inhale up. Exhale. Good. This next one, if you like, go ahead and round over as far as feels good. Let your arms drop down. Let your head drop down. We're not going to make it all the way to the floor. Maybe, probably. And inhale all the way back up. And shake your hands out. All right, take your feet a little bit wider than hips, something a little bit different today. Maybe we did this last week. Turn your toes out just a tiny bit. And we're going to start with that big inhale. Spread your fingers wide. Give your arms some energy. On your exhale, let your wrists cross. Come down into a squat. Make it yours, whatever your squat is feeling like today. Let your head hang down. And then on the inhale, rise right back up. Push away with your feet. Lift your heart. And exhale down. And let's do 2 more like that. Big inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go a little deeper if it's available. Come into that squat, whatever your squat is today. Place your fingers on the floor. Let your head hang down. And then really gently straighten your legs as much as feels reasonable to you. Roll your body all the way up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice. When you come up, roll your shoulders back. And then let's do that 1 more time. We're going to inhale up. Spread the fingers wide, all that energy. Exhale, let it go as you sink down into your squat. Let your head hang down. Let your arms be heavy. And we'll inhale back up. Do 2 more at your own pace. So if you want to slow them down or speed them up, you can do that. We'll meet with fingertips on the floor after the second one. And then just like before, go ahead and come into that squat as far as feels nice to you. Let your head hang down. Take a breath or 2 here. And then gently straighten your legs. Roll yourself all the way up. And draw your shoulders back. Good. Take your feet out a little wider. Toes can point out as much as feels good. And we're just going to rock today, a little back and forth. You can bring your shoulders into this if you like, or you can just hands on knees. Good. If it feels nice to you, work your way down until maybe fingertips are walking across the floor or hands are on knees and we're just going side to side. Or if it's today, if it's an up tall day, that's okay too. And slow it down a little bit. Maybe a little hold on each side. If you like and you're down low, you could even rock your toes up as you walk away from them. Maybe into a little hamstring stretch on each side. Good. Go ahead and stop in the center, hands to thighs, and we'll roll ourselves all the way back up. Big inhale up. Good. Bring your hands heart center, sink it down. We'll inhale up. Hands down. 2 more. We'll give them a little bit different feel. Reach your arms up, get your bear claws going, and scratch down the wall with your strong arms. You might feel the muscles of your upper back. Inhale up. We'll scratch down. Oh, let's do 1 more of those. Exhale down. Good. When you reach the bottom, let that go. Make your hands soft. You could catch some raindrops. You could come to toes. Can you stay engaged with your lower body and your core and soft with your arms? Good. Go ahead and drop your heels. We'll inhale all the way up and bring hands heart center. Good. Let's come to sitting. Bring the soles of your feet together, but they don't have to be in close, just a comfortable distance for you. Sit up as tall as you can and then walk yourself forward. Once you can't go any farther with a flat back, go ahead and let your head hang down. And breathe into your back. Good. Go ahead and walk yourself back up. We're going to take left leg out to the side, right leg's going to come, or right foot's going to come into that thigh. Sit up really tall again. Walk yourself down that straight leg, just as far as feels good to you. And when you can't go any farther, yeah, go ahead and drop your head. You could reach for your toes. You could bring your hands to the sides. And then come up just a little bit. Bring your left hand inside your left leg. Take your right arm up and over. Breathe into this side. Breathe into your right rib cage. Good. We'll come all the way up. A couple options here. You could place your right hand on the floor and just reach your left arm over, or you could take your left arm out over that leg, bring it forward and swing yourself up. Good. We'll come all the way back down. Same thing other side. Yep. We'll just walk down that leg. See if you can keep your head lifted, your heart shining forward until you can't go any farther. And then go ahead and let your head drop down. Notice any sensations. Notice if they stay the same or they change. Totally fine to back off a little bit or lean in a little bit. And then come up just a little bit. Put your right hand inside that leg. Left arm can come up and over if that's available today. Breathe into your left rib cage. Good. And we'll come all the way up. You can place your left hand, right hand can just reach over, or if you prefer, you can swing through, coming up into the hip stretch. And then gently come back down. Nice. Let's come over to all fours. Face forward, so your heels of your hands are on the mat. Feet are off. Take a couple cat-cows here. And then just like at the beginning of class, notice if there's other movements that feel good to you. And I'll suggest one. If you like, take your hips over to the left, send them back to the right, all the way around, or anything else that feels nice. Good. Take your left leg, reach it out to the side. You could be on the inside blade of the foot, or you could roll it flat. Take your right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Big twist. Yep, toward the straight leg. Nice. Good. Bring your hands down. We're going to walk them over to the side, lining up the hand, the knee, and the foot. Notice that this leg can move around, so do what feels good to your knee. Take the other hand to the sky and stargazer. If you like, you can look up. Take a big inhale here, and on your exhale, launch yourself up and over to the other side. Good. Let's do that one more time. All the way up and over. Good. Go ahead and land back on the mat. We're going to do just a little quick Pilates here. Let your left leg float up. If anything starts to cramp up, get out of this. You could hold here, or you could kick to the front for 2 and back for 2. We'll do about 4 of those. Good. Go ahead and drop that leg. Hands come forward, knee comes in, and we'll take it all the way over to cat-cow again. So again, just let your back move in a way that feels good to you. We just work the side of the hip, maybe a little swaying. And then take your right leg out to the side. Feel free to rock it flat if that feels good. Right arm to the sky. Good. Go ahead and bring that hand down. We'll walk it over so that we're lining up hand, knee, and foot. Again, do what you like with the bottom part of the leg. Inhale up. And we're going to launch ourselves up and over. Back down. One more time. Hold this one down. And if you like, you could stay here. You could lift the leg and hold. You could do whatever you like with that top arm. We're going to kick 2 to the front, 2 to the back. 3 more times. Nice. Good. And we'll come down. Go ahead and turn long on your mat. Yep. We're going to float left arm up and swing it through. You can come down to a twist with your hips high, or you could sink back into a child's pose twist. And then on your next exhale or inhale, float that arm back up. And we'll drop it down. Same thing, other side. We'll float the left arm up, swing it through, drop it down, possibly drop your hips if that feels good. And then gently come back up, untwist that, and we'll bring the hand back to the mat. Good. I'm just going to switch sides here. So turn your toes under. You get a little engaged here through the core, yoga core. So pick your knees up. We don't really have to go anywhere to work our core muscles. And play with this a little bit. If you like, take a leg back. You take the second leg back. Bring the leg forward. It's like a really slow mountain climber. Other leg forward. This time, just take it back and hold the plank. Yeah, so hips are a little bit lifted, but not a lot. One big inhale here. And then really gently bring yourself to the floor. You could go knees and chest. You can go straight down, your choice. Let's do some baby cobras. Inhale up and exhale down. When we're doing the baby cobras, very little help from the arms. They're really tiny. They're really focused. Good. Go ahead and reach your arms back, palms up. Let your legs float. Bring your heart up, shine it forward, but without craning your neck. So we're looking down at the mat, hanging out here in locust for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something possibly different. Bring your hands to your back. We're going to turn head to the side. It doesn't matter which one. Take your legs, flex your ankles, and kick 3 times toward your buttons. and then come up, find that locust again. Do the same thing on the other side. Drop your head to the other side, 3 little kicks. And we'll inhale up and switch. And inhale up. Can you do 3 little exhales with the kick? So 3. And a big inhale to shine your heart forward. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Last one. Nice. Go ahead and bring your forehead to your hands. Let all of that go. Let your back rest. And then however you like, come back to plank. It could be straight up, could be knees, chest and knees up, or anything else. Good. One big inhale here. Big sighing exhale takes us to a really soft downward dog. Let your legs just move. Go slow. The backs were just all back bendy. Take your feet and step them in just a little bit. Not to a real uncomfortable place, just a little bit. Press back with your hands. Notice any sensations on the backs of your legs. Step your feet back. Come all the way down to plank again. One big inhale. One big sighing exhale takes us to down dog, and then we'll get off of our wrists here. So walk your feet to your hands. Go slow till you're in forward fold. And then we'll let the knees bend and roll all the way up. Roll your shoulders back. Nice. Shake it out. Let's take legs wide on the mat. Again. Pretty wide. Yeah. Trust yourself. Take your left foot and turn it to the side. Yep. Keep your right foot kind of right where it is. You can adjust it as needed. Bring your shoulders forward, but no cranking into the hips, right? They can kind of stay diagonal. Reach your arms to the sky. Good. Swing the crown of your head forward, swing your arms back. We'll do this 3 times. Engage your core muscles. We'll inhale up. On this last one, let your arms open you to warrior 2. We're going to sink it down. Strong legs, strong core. Remember the soft arms at the beginning? Soft arms. Inhale up, exhale down. Take the tension out of your arms. Just let them float. Keep the legs strong. Keep the core strong. One more like that. Notice on this last one, where are your shoulders landing? Can you drop them down? Yeah. Can you bring your torso up so that it's vertical? There's a tendency to want to do this, right? So just bring it up. We'll take left elbow to left knee. Let your right arm swing forward. I'm going to make kind of a circle with that arm today. Inhale up. Left arm to the sky. Left elbow to left knee. Circle the other shoulder all the way around. Good. 2 more like that. On this last one, let's stop in warrior 2. Turn your left foot forward. Turn your right foot out. Yep. We're going to bring arms up. Find our warrior 1 again. Yep. So the front leg is pretty bent. It's pretty bent. The back leg also has a little bit of a bend so that we're not locking out here. We're sinking down. Reach the crown of your head forward and your arms back. And we'll inhale up. Let's do 3 more like that. Check in with your breath. 1 more. Exhale forward. Inhale. This one is going to bring us to warrior 2. Check in with your legs again. Are they still good? Drop your shoulders. Let your arms float. Let your legs be strong. Inhale up. Exhale down. Working with some opposites here. Engagement and rest. Good. We'll keep this last one down. So sink it down. Nice. Let your shoulders drop down. Beautiful. Take your front arm to the sky. And then elbow to knee. Swing your left arm up and around. We'll take it all the way up. And elbow to knee. Nice. 2 more just like that. This one, not quite like that. We're going to come back to warrior 2 here. Nice. Turn your toes forward. Forward fold. Just let it go. Hands to thighs or hands to floor. Or grab your elbows. You could sway this a little bit if that feels nice to your low back. Good. And let's come all the way up. A big inhale. And bring your hands heart center. Take a second just to notice. Nice. And then we'll take it down to the floor. Let's come down to all fours again. I'm gonna work the hips a little bit more here. We've done this before. Take your toes on the right side, move them out to the side. Take your knee on the right side, pick it up. Send your hips back. Rock it forward. Bring that knee back in. Bring your toes in. Let's do 3 more like that. Toes out, knee up, send your hips back. It's almost like child's pose, except one leg is stuck out to the side. Rock it forward, knee in, toes in, toes out, knee up, rock it back. Rock it forward, knee in, toes in. Last one. Right, we get to change sides. Your job is to notice if the side feels the same or different than the first side. Toes out, knee up, rock it back. Rock it forward, knee down, toes in. 3 more. Toes out, knee up, rock it back. Rock it forward, knee in, toes in. 2 more. And then step your right leg out to the back. We're going to float it up, add the opposite arm, and just find a balance here. If this feels really good and pretty easy, take your arm and your leg to the outside, take them off center and see how that changes things. Good. Come on back to center. Put your hand down, step your leg across, have a look back at it. You could come to your elbows here. That can feel nice to get off the wrists. And bring that leg back in. Let's find a child's pose before we go on. So go ahead and drop your head down, reach your arms out, reach your hips back. If your head touches the floor, it might feel nice to roll your head a little side to side. A little forehead massage. And we'll rock it back up. Go ahead and set up your all fours again. And we'll take that leg out behind, opposite leg, whichever one you didn't have there before. Float it up. Add your opposite arm. Now you might know if you're on the same side again. If you are, just go ahead and switch. We'll take the arm and leg to the outside if that feels nice. And back to center. Go ahead and bring your hand down. Step your leg across. Again, option to come to elbows. Good. Go ahead and bring that leg in. Let's find a child's pose, but walk your arms off to the right. You could stack your left hand on your right if that's available today. Let your left hip be nice and heavy. So that's the hip we're focusing on here. And then walk your arms across to the opposite side. Let your right hip be heavy. And then come on back to center. Come on over to your back. Changing position. Let's start by just taking knees into the chest and circling around. A little low back massage. And switch and go the other way. And back to a little Pilates. Bring your shins together. Think of squeezing them together. Bring your upper body up. Touch your ankles. On your inhale, reach your arms and legs. And exhale, circle around. We'll go for 5. There's 3, 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead and put your head down. Turn it side to side. Release any tension from your neck. And we'll come up just one more time for some scissors. So take your right leg to the sky. Left leg is down. Left leg gets 2 little pulses. Head can be up and down, down on this one. So if it makes your neck sore, go ahead and put your head down. Just switch legs and we pulse twice. Just little bitty pulses. Nothing crazy. And we'll give 2 little puffs of air as the leg pulses. Let's go one more on each side. And then draw your knees into your chest one more time. Drop your head down, rock a little side to side. And keep your right leg. Take your left leg out long on the mat, and that leg gets a flexed ankle if that's available, so that you're reaching your heel toward the opposite wall. Take your right knee up towards your right armpit. We've only done this one a few times. Take your left hand, slide it at the top of your right thigh, and grab that foot with your right hand, or both hands behind. Yes, we're coming into a half happy baby. It's kind of an intense stretch, so do what feels right to you. Good. Go ahead and release that leg. Take your right hand over to the side and make a kickstand with it so that you can drop your right leg to the outside. Keep your core muscles engaged. We're controlling it with our core muscles, so we're not rocking side to side. And then when you come back to center, bend your right knee, take your left hand, and draw that leg across into a twist. You can kickstand here too, so you can control so the knee doesn't go any farther than you like. You could look over your right shoulder. Just breathe into that right shoulder, breathe into that right hip. And then gently come back to center. Let's take both legs long. Arms up overhead, just one big fingertip to toe stretch. And then draw your knees into your chest. Keep your left leg, take your right leg now, long on the mat. Yep. And if you like to flex that ankle and reach away with your heel, you could do that. And if half happy baby worked for you nicely on the other side, take your right hand behind the thigh, left hand on the foot, draw the knee to the outer ribs. And just breathe here. It's a little awkward. Good. Go ahead and let that leg straighten. Take your left arm, kickstand it, drop your leg over to that side. And then as the knee comes back to center, take your right hand and just guide that leg over into a twist. Notice if the side is the same or different than the other side. Pretty common to have a tighter side, a side that's a little less comfortable. Stay here a couple more breaths. And then gently come back to center. And one more time, stretch both legs long, stretch both arms long, be as tall as you can. And walk your legs over to the left, just on the left side of the mat. Scoochie your arms over to the right side or to the left side of the mat without turning on your side. And if that feels awesome, take your right leg, cross the ankle over your left ankle. You might know immediately that that's not for you. Works for me on one side, not so much on the other. So big stretch, big breath into the right side ribs. And then gently come back to center. Let's do a little reset here. And then we'll step over to the other side. Yep, arms over to the other side. You could also bring your arms into cactus. They don't have to be straight up overhead. If it feels really nice on this side and you want to sneak that left ankle over your right, go ahead with that. If that doesn't feel too good, put it back. Breathe into your left rib cage. And then gently come back to center. Good. Let your knees bend. Bring your arms back to your sides. Move your feet out to the outsides of your mat and let your knees drop together or towards each other. They don't have to go all the way together. Let your legs sway side to side, so both to the left and both to the right. And then come on back to center. One more kind of engaged pose for us today is bridge. Reach your fingertips down towards your ankles. Bring your feet up comfortable distance from your sits bones. And then let your pelvis tilt and roll yourself up to a bridge. Inhale at the top and exhale down, thinking one vertebrae at a time. And do that 2 more times. So we'll move one more of these, inhaling up and exhaling down. And the next time we stay at the top, and we're going to engage this bridge for just a couple breaths. Reach up, squeeze your glutes, press your feet down, press your arms back into the floor. You can lace them under your hips if you want, but then reach your knees away from your head. And you're going to feel engagement all the way down the legs, both sides, front and back. One more big breath here. Exhale, float it back down to the floor. Draw your knees into your chest. If you're a happy baby person, go ahead and happy baby. Otherwise, take those legs and circle them around. Good. And feel free to move into Shavasana, into constructive rest. If you like legs up the wall, you could support your legs, even though we don't have walls right here. And take a second to just let your body rest. Notice how all of that landed today. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice if there are areas where you're still holding tension. See if you can just let those be held by the earth. Let them rest. And for this last minute or so, turn your attention to your breath, wherever you feel it most easily in your body. It could be at your nose, at your chest, or your belly, or even your sides or back. Just hold your attention there. If you notice your mind wandering, that's okay. That's what they do. Just bring them back to the breath. Stay here 3 more breaths. And start to bring a little gentle movement back to your body. It might feel good to move your arms and legs or even let your knees bend and sway. It might feel nice to take a stretch or a couple deep breaths. And then go ahead and turn on one side and use your arms to push yourself to sitting. And we'll just end with a breath together. So big inhale. Bring your hands, heart center to your chest if that feels good. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.